Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we back with another episode of Talk to Me Nice. It's your host, Craig Keon, and I'm back with a very special guest. Because if y'all been with me from the very beginning, y'all know my brother sitting right next to me is the one that helped me kind of kick this shit all the way off for real and really, set the whole thing off. But what do I know? And that's why, you feel me, step into a different lane, different venture, and that's what we're here to talk about today. So, with no further ado, please reintroduce yourself.
You already know, man. What's up with y'all? It's your boy Cook.
Yes, sir.
But Donte Cook. You already know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And for those of you who don't know, my brother has an app out currently right now. It's a gaming application. It's a curveball game. Mm-hmm. And for those of you who aren't familiar, curveball is definitely, I'll say, a hood favorite. Just around the world, it's a very popular game. A lot of people are tapped in. And, I remember, sitting down with you for a while talking about, how much we love that game and how dope it will be to get that, kind of going and making that available to people to play on the go. And I thought that was a super dope idea. So just to see it kind of manifest from, talking about it to really putting in the footwork and, getting that thing going and having it really available to people, kind of talk to us a little bit about, the process that went into, getting that off the ground and you kind of your motivations behind wanting to particularly make that game an app.
Well, yeah, really like the process, well, the motivations in it, it's just, just growing up in the city, man, you know what I mean? It's hard. Like, we ain't really had too many options. If the rec centers wasn't open or something wasn't really, available, Mom Dukes or somebody wasn't trying to take us somewhere, we had to really just resort to what we had.
Right.
So that just fell in our lap. But all through my life, I always wanted to be innovative. I always wanted to think outside the box, you know what I mean? Like, it's just all types of stuff. So just over the time, I just started realizing, like, apps, it was the way to go. Like, I really wanted to learn how to code. I wanted to learn how to do that stuff. But that stuff is really hard for you already know. So you really just, but in the process of really building an app, because that's something I really do want to teach people how to do, is just knowing the vision, knowing what you want to do, and then just going out and seeking, finding help, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Finding a company, finding an individual, somebody, you know what I mean, who really loves coding and is passionate about that. And then through then you build a relationship and you just keep going. But like, that was kind of pretty much like my path.
Yeah. So let's talk about that for a minute, because that right there, to me, is super motivational, because you yourself are not a coder. You don't know how to code, but you had an idea for an application.
Absolutely.
And yet you maneuvered and figured out a way to still make that happen. And I feel like that's a powerful message, definitely for people too as well, because think about a lot of people, you feel me? And probably maybe even you at one point was just discouraged because of the fact, like, dang, I don't know how to.
Absolutely.
So probably making that is just out of bounds, but it's not. And you made it happen. So that's super dope right there. And so now that is out there and people are able to, like, kind of tap into it, overall, like, how you've been feeling to kind of, finally be able to be like, all right, yes, you can download that right now and get that on your phone.
Bro, it's a great feeling. You feel me? Just humble, bro. Like, really, like, because I see where I can take it and where I'm going to take it, bro. And so right now, it's like, if you love it, great. That's cool. If you hate it, I whatever. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's going to be phenomenal at some point. Next year, 2022, I'm seeking for funding. You know what I mean? So if it's anybody who really want to invest into the vision, like, I'm trying to get it done. So yeah, for sure.
For sure. And that's dope. And I love to hear that for definitely. So, kind of talk to me a little bit about, you feel me, anything you looking forward to next, like, as far as, like, any applications or, you know, just like what's your next thing? Because I seen like, you know, you kind of linked up with Sports Ventures.
Yep.
And you know, kind of talk about how that happened then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just really just reaching out, man. Just, you know what I mean? Just reached out to bro, and just connected that dot. But, you know, he, the guy over at Sports Ventures, is a sports agent for Trey Burke, Rodney Stewart. So, shout out to him, bro. Like, you know, it's much love. And so pretty much was, you know, at some point, you know, we really gonna be able to just make it all make sense, you know what I mean? And be able to connect the dots, honestly. But yeah, bro. Next year, I want to do tournaments for Curbball. So that's kind of how all that happened. But everything is pretty much moving smooth right now. I'm just trying to just get my my feet wet and all this, and really learning the gaming industry. You know what I mean? Because bro, really, I didn't even really grow up a gamer, truthfully. So you know what I mean. But I played the game, you know, in real life. You feel me? Which was the real true connection. Now, if I can relay that message through the game digitally, then
facts, absolutely. And I feel like it's already, you know, being influential because, you know, people know how we tapped in. So a lot of times I run into people, you feel me, high school or just, you know, in the city in general. It's like, oh yeah, hey bro, Cook, yeah, put that app out. Yeah, that's hard, bro. He's hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? So people see it, they fuck with it, and like I said, bro, it's just something that everybody can kind of like sit down, tap into, and that shit definitely just resonate with them. Because, you know, my big thing, and you know, that's the conversation, you know, off cam that we done had so many times, is just like, I want to capture the Black experience in every way.
Absolutely.
In entertainment, movies, TVs, hell, anime, video games, like the whole nine. So Curbball, to me, that's a Black experience that we're able to have mobile on our phone on the go, and that's I can't do nothing but love that. You know what I'm saying? So like, how can you be mad at that? So definitely, bro, definitely proud of you, and you know, happy to see that out there, and I already just know it's just, you know, just opening up the door, and you know, like I said, it's already influencing people that's an avenue that, you know, we can take for sure.
Absolutely,
so,
man.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, you know, kind of like switching gears a little bit. Lately, you know, we kind of shifting gears a little bit. We getting into, you know, talks about, you know, social justice. Still, we're seeing cases, you know, with the Kyle Rittenhouse, and recently him, you know, having, you know, all the charges dropped. Essentially, but then you also switch gears and you look at the Ahmaud Arbery case, and you know, all three men were involved, were convicted, found guilty. You know, so you know, it's that 50-50 split. But you know, kind of share some of your thoughts on, like, you know, just some of the recent news that's going on as far as those two cases, and you know, just kind of like where we're at as far as social justice in America. And you know, given the pandemic, are we, you know, kind of stagnant with it a little bit?
Nah, for sure. I mean, I think that verdict was bullshit. I mean, let's be real. Like, come on, man. You can't. That's somebody who clearly does not deserve to be free. You know what I mean? But then they offset it with the, you know, what's the guy's name? Arbery.
Yep,
Ahmaud Arbery. So at the end of the day, you know, it's still a racist system. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. But I realized that it's really always been about paper, bro. And once you hit a certain tax bracket, bro, that's what all this is about, man. Right. You know what I mean? If you benefit off of the plans of the Democrat or whatever the situation is, that means healthcare, whatever. We all been sold a dream, you know what I mean? An illusion that you serve 30 years and you get A, B, and C. And after your 30 years, you're gonna want A, B, and C. Exactly, you feel me? So then from there, you didn't have kids, you didn't have grandkids who didn't watch you be promised something, and then now you're talking about you gonna take it back. So no, like, and so then now they ain't on board. Now they on a Democratic. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that it's really not like, it's not really even like the different party, but it all comes down to it, bro. Like. Yeah. The more we break out of the that poverty box, we're gonna see more of what is really going on. You know what I mean? Just be safe, take care of your family, stay out of those fake folks' ways. You know what I mean? Like that's really all you can really say.
Yeah, and you know, it's just definitely, like I said, it's always just a tad discouraging. Not even a tad. It's very discouraging. You know, just to even still have to have these type of conversations, and you know, still to watch it. But we do see the changes, but we still know that we definitely got a long way to go. And economic empowerment, you know, financial freedom.
That's really the only real way to go. Knowing where your dollar going, and if it can circulate back. And that's really what I was gonna say with Curbball. It's like there's still a handful of games that still haven't been created. You know what I mean? That we grew up playing. You feel me?
Yeah.
Foursquare. You know what I mean? I feel like it probably might be a tetherball, but it probably ain't. You know what I mean? For the ladies. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just about if these type of games have been created or whatever is black related, and the proceeds ain't coming back to us. You feel me? And that's what I really want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just making sure it's circulating back.
You feel me, bro? That's what it's about.
That's dope. And so like we know you also have like inner city studios.
Yeah.
And so like that's the umbrella that you know Curbball game is falling under. So you know is that some of the things that you plan on doing moving forward as far as like what you plan to do with the umbrella of
inner city studios? Yeah, man, I want to do tournaments annually. You feel me? From all age ranges. You feel me?
So get y'all practicing, man.
Exactly.
Because it's been a minute for me, so I gotta.
Bro, and if we can get this thing going to the point where like all the Midwest could connect, and every state have their own little tournaments going. Yeah. But then we can meet somewhere and have a big championship, man. Really blow this thing up.
Yeah.
That's what I really want to do. And then also, bro, really can get on some futuristic type stuff, man. At Metaverse, I know you done tapped into that.
Yeah.
And so, bro, real quick, like Nike, they bought their own virtual like land, you feel me, and named it Nike Land, you feel me. And so one of the two games that they are like already announced was tag that you'll be able to play at Nike Land, and dodgeball. So right after that, I'm like, come on, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We there, like let's get it.
That's wild. So like, because like to talk about the metaverse thing for a second. So I know the ultimate goal, as far as like what I've been saying or like hearing from Zuckerberg, just affiliates of Facebook and things like that, is that it's just basically a Ready Player One type vision where It's like we're meeting in a virtual space and interacting like on the next level. So they're thinking ahead in the future and just thinking about taking the social media interaction for the next level, but also that taking the gaming and changing that and having that branch out too as well. So could you see like Curbball,
Man,
I think so. I already gonna say that.
I'm gonna license that motherfucker.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean?
That'd be dope. Like, if, having that game in a virtual.
You can go down a certain street and this is the street that you play Curbball on. That's pretty much how.
Like the Curbball word.
Yeah, you feel me? That's pretty much how they can have it. Yeah.
That's fire though. That's fire. Like, do you see any like cons with that though necessarily? Because I already see people who like. Metaverse, they still calling it Facebook. It's like this shit always gonna be Facebook to us. But with that being said, we gonna see a generation where it's like Metaverse. It was called what? Like,
bro, on some real deep, heavy shit. Like, you gotta just study people. You know what I mean? Study the history, and we thought all this stuff was fads. Yeah, I know you follow. And his name just slipped my mind. Dang. I forget bro's name, but dude, he be just spitting out all this knowledge. White dude, I forget. Like his favorite football team is like the Jets.
Gary V.
Gary V. Mm-hmm. But Gary V be just saying it, bro. Like I'm telling you, like the metaverse is what it is. They always said everything was a fad, the internet, all that. And it's just gonna take time, man.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, bro, we can all create content in the metaverse, bro.
Yeah.
Just gotta bite it.
I think it's gonna be dope as hell. I seen something where somebody like had like It looked like Minecraft or something like that, but it was like some kind of concert.
Yeah.
And you feel me? Like the person came out like jumping with his little like in-game character, but it was really like live. Like it was like people in the crowd, but it was like, you know what I'm saying? So that was crazy.
Now that you're saying that, I look at it, imagine it like Instagram. You got all those followers, and then whenever you want to plug in and have and like talk to them on some type of shit like that, and they can plug in and it'd be like an experience as if you was like really there. That'd be crazy, bro. You feel me? That's
hard. That's gonna be crazy,
bro.
That's gonna be crazy. But to be honest, I always tell people I'm a person that looks at technology and looks at those type of advancements and things like that, and I get excited. Like, you feel me? I get juiced up. Like, all right, that's gonna be crazy. Because to me, it's like we're just seeing another development of like somebody else's experience into reality, and I'm just so happy to be in that time. But I'm sure it's people, just in my line of work, like I see people, they still here today. 1927, you feel me? 1930, you feel me? Birth dates, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know just from history, like that way of living in the time you was born,
right?
You probably just be crazy. So that's why I'm like, I get excited when I think about like the history I'm living through. Plus, like, you feel me? When I'm an old man and I'm just looking back, like I remember playing the PS5 and y'all out here really digital, like. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, I get excited. Because I see some people, kind of get. Like,
they go against it. I mean, because I was like that, bro.
But I think that's human nature, though.
Exactly.
But just anytime you come in with change, like
a dramatic change as well. You talking about self-driving cars?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so it's bro. It's limitless. I mean, at this point, embrace it, or you gonna kind of. I seen another meme real quick. I feel like just people need to know this, like. Bro, they said the last meme, not the last meme, but you can mint a Bitcoin. That last Bitcoin won't be minted until like 100 and something years from now, like 120 years from now. So that lets you know that at some point you're gonna put your hands on some Bitcoin.
Right.
But it's about how much you're gonna really have. And you feel me? Because that's the future too, bro.
The value
and the value of it, because it's going exactly.
Because definitely I see the cryptocurrency. Even with Lakers, they about to change their name from Staples Center to
crypto.com.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I'm saying. So, at the end of the day, that is really just a hopeful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's something that's here to stay. Like,
exactly, and you study the times, bro. Every about 100 years is something with the currency is changing. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like you gonna touch some Bitcoin, don't trip, but you got to get in the game.
Facts.
But whatever.
Yeah, because it's just like you really gotta. I think the only thing holding people back right now is that it's just still a sense of like I gotta do a little bit more due diligence.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And some people
I ain't even really all the way jumped in, but I know you feel me. But I know what just those little things is like, dang, this thing's still fresh.
Yeah, it's like that room I keep peeking in, like
you feel me.
All right, I'll be back.
Right.
Like, you feel me? But I just keep looking in there like, all right, Dogecoin, yup. All right, let me hear it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's something that I am kind of like watching, like, all right, cool, but, maybe it's time to stop being a little hesitant and, get in there. But that Bitcoin,
bro, that just
like
got 60 bands.
Bro, that got fall on my lap at this point, so we're going to have to, but, that's the fun part about it when you get to look at, like, what could possibly go, because even Dogecoin, like I had a little Dogecoin, and I remember that time it just kind of went up, and it's crazy because I ain't even gonna get into that, but Dogecoin, like kind of did good for me, and I had put a little bit in there, but that was before it kind of went crazy, but kind of now it's down, so. But it's just kind of like that was kind of like cool to me, like just watching that money, like, all right, see what this shit gonna do. Like,
but that's what it's all about, that though, because it's so many coins that you just like. Because what I feel like all this is about is everybody has an individual likeness. You feel me? You got your own audience. So the more content you create, the more things that you do, the more it gets put saved. You know what I mean? And like an album.
What you know about NFTs?
Same type of deal. Like NFTs, like in order for you to buy them, you gotta have Ethereum. You feel me? You gotta have that type of cryptocurrency. So, but at the end of the day, it's like you can make all these cryptocurrency, you can make all those NFTs, but we don't really got that audience for them. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to say is that over time, because this is just the beginning of it, but once it bubble and it's up to the public, you know what I mean? The more content you create, the more it helps.
Because I see how much our world is influenced now by the internet, digital, and stuff like that. So not just like it's just going to the next level.
The only reason why, like I was just telling my girl this today, like the only reason why NFTs is like based around animals is because those are the only things that's really moving that can't own their image.
That was crazy.
You feel me? So once you get to the point where you building your resume, your portfolio, and then you can put yourself in an image of, as a general and then as a captain or whatever, you feel me? Then that's what would be like an avatar, you know what I mean, over time, bro. It's like how I see it is different. Now that might not even be, we still talking about fresh water, but I feel like that's what.
But I mean, to me, there are like spiritual ramifications to everything going on in the world too. Absolutely. Like to me, there like I think it will be silly to think there won't be any spiritual ramifications to like jumping into a virtual world.
Well, the problem
like
is
the metaverse. You know what I'm saying?
I think the problem is at that point you can make anybody believe anything.
Because think about experiencing church and stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. And then you can get animated and
y'all speaking in tongues through your avatar online.
Come on, bro. Like
I can see it.
That's what I'm saying. You can just be way more animated. So now, like what you see is what you feel, and you know what I mean, and it just get different from there.
And we just talking about from a visual perspective, not even being like tapped in, like some real sci-fi. Like, all right, we Matrix, but just even the virtual. Because I played like the PlayStation like virtual thing. Like, I felt in there. You know what I'm saying? And that's like just. It's a level. It's far beyond what they probably thought of in the 80s and stuff that was possible. But to me, it was still like, I'm not like without my body. But when you in there for a minute, whatever game you playing, you do lose your perception of the outside world. You in there, bro. So that's why I'm just like, already know like it's further levels, but right now it's already pretty impressive. And, they even get to the point where they getting slimmer. They don't have any cords now. They got the ones that's just on your face. Like
you can start having feeling. You know what I mean? Once you can start having feeling, and then once
it's gonna be
porn go out the window. Like that skyrockets. Like
and they already kind of tapped in with that.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's it's just gonna keep going wild. So that's why it's just gonna be like our world is definitely changing before our eyes, and like we're definitely in the midst of it, but.
Because Ready Player One is one of my favorite. Like, definitely, bro. I swear,
definitely. That's why, like, honestly, I probably got to tap in again because I've watched that movie like probably like 5-6 times, bro. You feel me? Since it came out, and I didn't even really see it when it first came out from the beginning. But it was a movie I wanted to see, and then one time I was like, okay, bet it's you feel me on my little thing. So I'm like, all right, let me tap in, and I definitely found love, and it was crazy because it was so many things that. Just resonated. The fact that it was based in Columbus, Ohio, stuff like that. Like
that stuff
it was hard, bro. Shit was hard. If y'all ain't seen that movie, definitely make sure y'all tap in, man. Ready Player One. That's a great film. It's based right here in Columbus, Ohio. I think it's like 2045, but they kind of get into the virtual world, and part of the reality is everybody is in that world. So the fact when they said that metaverse shit, bro, my mind was kind of like
already.
Damn,
I knew, man. That stuff is crazy.
But yeah, man. So like, y'all gotta watch that movie, bro, because like I said, bro, it's plenty of shit in films we didn't seen that come to fruition, like for real. Like they really hitting it on the head, like self-driving cars, for example.
Or take like years for like decades for it to even come about. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So that's dope. But yeah, that's definitely something I definitely wanted to tap in and talk to you about. Just definitely coming from an entrepreneurial mind and being a forward thinking individual and a visionary, just kind of like seeing that type of stuff and just kind of having an open mind. Because to me, it's very interesting. It's kind of one of those things where it's like kind of at a certain pace, so you kind of just watching it kind of happen and it's coming. But that's what I'm saying, like forward looking, where it's like that's the norm. Like how we watch the introduction of Facebook, but nieces, nephews, kids, their reality is that was established. That's here.
Exactly.
And you feel me? Matter of fact, when they really get to our age, really finagling, it will be metaverse and it won't be Facebook. So, and who knows what metaverse will be by then. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's the stuff I think about. Like, it's crazy, but we look at our parents like, man, they trying to hop on Facebook. Now they be like, they hopping on the metaverse. They need to get off the meta, man. Like, we gonna be in there plugged in, like, But so I think that's dope, though, man. For sure. But it's definitely cool to see. But yeah, man, just to switch gears a little bit, because you always love to talk about family and things like that, and that's an important aspect, and especially as an entrepreneur. You got a lot of long nights, a lot of long days, so you definitely got to find that balance within that. And it's definitely important, and recognizing family. But you got a little one, beautiful young daughter.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, for sure. So I definitely wanted to kind of talk to you and pick your brain on just fatherhood, and just growing amongst that, and kind of maneuvering and figuring that out while trying to build a business and make a gaming app, but also trying to balance that and be available and be present in her life as well. So kind of talk about that.
I mean, man, it's tough. It's tough, bro. I mean, you gotta just juggle a lot. I'm really trying to delegate as much as I can, but at the end of the day, man, being a father is really the best thing that can happen to me, because it really just, you try to be as level-headed as you can, you know what I mean? Yeah. And one thing that like really kickstarted me just as an entrepreneur, period, is you try to instill principles, you know what I mean, in your child. And one of the principles I always wanted to tell her is like, you can achieve any goal. Yeah. You got to go all the way in. So if I'm pushing that, but I'm going halfway, it don't even make sense.
Exactly.
I don't even believe what I'm telling you.
Right.
So, what became something where it was like, I got to create something for you, just for you to, be able to generational wealth, becomes more of an example of like how you just got to be, period. You feel me? And so
that's definitely important. I'm glad you said that, because we all know, like, we all have different backgrounds, different beginnings, and sometimes that's not necessarily the foundation that we grow up with,
right?
And the logical thinking, and like we've had this conversation before, but a lot of times, bro, in our communities and a lot of our families, bro, we grow up in like a survival mindset. But as our minds start to expand, we share more knowledge, we start understanding the entrepreneurial spirit and how that's important too as well. So, and I say that to say, sometimes you got to understand that groundwork, that foundation, sometimes it got to start with you. Maybe you got to be the first person to really put that down and set an example. And then I feel like that's why that's definitely such a powerful thing, is moving a certain way, because you want to be that example, and not only just say it, but just actually be able to show you like,
this is how you do it.
Exactly, that's how you do it. So that's definitely a beautiful thing. So like, do you feel like sometimes it's like moving like fast as far as, because like my niece and nephews, for example, like I just know, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, every time I see them, it's just like, if I feel like y'all just grew up 5 years real quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it just be kind of crazy. Like, so sometimes you feel like that, especially when you kind of like locked in and moving pace. But I know you for real. Like you kind of you definitely you be locked in. So it's hard to say.
But it can never be enough.
Yeah,
bro. And that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's like really it all evolves, bro. What becomes an example just becomes a lifestyle.
All right, but to pick up where we left off, man, we was talking about building a foundation, and definitely making it something that eventually saying for you, yourself, kind of like going from something where you was kind of like setting a tone, gradually building, and eventually getting to the point where it's just like, all right, now this is like habitual. Like I'm just doing this out of habit. Like I'm not even consciously thinking about that. So like kind of like expanding a little bit more.
I mean, that's just pretty much what it is, man. Really just setting the standard and then letting it really become the lifestyle. That business and family structure, bro, is really, really important. Mm-hmm. And it's you really can't never fully master it. You know what I mean? Because our wants and needs is always going to sway. You feel me? But I mean, I'm at the small time level. I mean, at this point, that's what delegating all the real big hard tasks is about. You know what I mean? So I ain't got to go through all that. You know what I mean? But I mean, we getting through, man. We pushing through. Everybody trying to see the real end goal. I just gotta stick with it and go hard. You know what I mean?
So you got any people you would say like there's like kind of like your influences that you look towards as far as like navigating like the entrepreneur like type of world, or even just say even in the gaming world in general, just any field.
I mean, yeah. I mean, for real. I mean, first and foremost, like my family. Mm. You know, I mean, Ma Dukes. I feel like she just showed like what the grind and hustle was all about. But I mean, for my friends, bro, Biz, like you know what I mean. Just certain people close to me, bro. I see how y'all move and just how y'all grind, and it motivates me. But I mean, more on like. I mean, I feel like it's real. I can't really pinpoint one person. You know what I mean? I mean, like influencers as far as motivation is like Eric Thomas. You know what I mean? Motivational speakers and stuff like that. But bro, real talk, bro. What I'm doing is like I've always tried to figure out how to figure out who gonna change it. And I feel like this is my way to be the change. You know what I mean? Just to be at least to be a part of the change.
Yep. And that's what I was saying earlier in this interview. Definitely seeing that. I mean, definitely, like I said, showing people like it's definitely an avenue that's possible, and you definitely putting that first foot forward. And it's amazing, it's beautiful to see. It's definitely a process. That's why I definitely wanted to tap on your shoulder and definitely and pick your brain when it comes to that. And definitely just, bouncing back kind of like to the influences. I feel like you kind of like me in a sense, you feel me, as far as like, maybe not a particular person, but just life experiences. Like, to me, that's when I feel like the most influence to do anything creative is like when I'm around family and having a good time. And you feel me? It's like those moments I want to like bottle them up and just make those last forever and just...
That's it.
Be able to expand on that.
That's it.
And provide people comfort because despite in those moments, niggas still be going through real shit. And that's what I feel like is the beauty of getting together with your family on like Thanksgiving. Like,
that's it.
Somebody late on their rent, somebody going through this, somebody got in an argument with their wife or their boyfriend or girlfriend, you feel me? Like, kid going, you know what I'm saying? So it's so many different struggles, but it's just like all of that get kind of puts it aside. All we think about is just loving each other, embracing each other.
Exactly.
You feel me? And I feel like that's
playing these games.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's where like, entrepreneurial spirit, kind of like come from as far as like why I see, you doing it and why I want to kind of, create something that's just to help that blossom.
Yeah, bro.
It's like an expression of love as well as a creative expression.
Bro, I'm telling you, that game in itself, Curbball, posed as an icebreaker game for me in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? If somebody new came into the neighborhood, we ain't jump them in, we ain't fight them and do all that. Like, you feel me? We played a game of basketball, we played a game of Curbball.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what you about.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? So it's just little stuff like that.
Absolutely, and that's super dope for sure. And yeah, man. So like, is it anything definitely that you looking forward to?
I mean, yeah, bro. 2022, bro. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to the spring. that's when we'll be able to really get out and be able to mingle and just bring everybody together in a safe way. You know, COVID, like I know that stuff is real. You know what I mean? But bring the kids out, bring the family out. I'm really big on that. But as far as the mobile game as well, like I said, I'm about to implement 10 levels to the game by the end of the year. Yeah, I'm about to just keep going, you know what I mean? But we're really just going to keep pushing it. Those two is going to go hand in hand. Tailgating next year, it's just going to amplify like crazy. We want this thing to spread like wildfire. So if you know somebody who, I feel like this is the type of game that I always said people either played, seen, or heard of, you know what I mean? So just tell somebody like, hey, it's a game, and they'll download it and enjoy it.
Definitely, man. Well, I won't take too much of your time. I know we've been going here for a little second, but definitely wanted to say, hey, I'm proud of you. You know, like I said, you my brother, so I'm up close watching this shit. So, like I said, man, I've been seeing it, man, like from beginning to end, and you know, I'm just watching, you know, appreciating it, and definitely, you know, definitely one of the main reasons I wanted to sit down with you. That's why, you know, as I did it, even though I know you and we have had these conversations on screen, I wanted to come and approach it, you know, so the people can get to hear that, people can get to know that,
absolutely,
and, you know, get to see the person that I admire. And, you know, see that up close and personal. This I definitely want to say thank you for sitting down and, you know, taking the time to, you know, sit with me. Tell the people, you know, where they can tap in and, you know, follow you and, you know, follow your progress and see what you're doing on a day-to-day.
For sure, man. Instagram, your boy Cook, your boy _Cook. You can go and look at me at the website. Check out the game at Curbballgame.com. Curbballgame.com. Facebook, same thing. But yeah, bro, I appreciate you. You already know, bro. Give me this opportunity. It's all love, family.
Yeah, absolutely. But until next time, don't forget, y'all can follow me too at @Keon_. That's on IG, and also follow me at Talk to Me Nice 365. That's on IG. Talk to Me Nice 365. We also on YouTube, and that's where you can find this episode too as well. We're gonna be on IG. We're gonna be on YouTube with it. What else? We're gonna be on Apple Podcasts.
Man, you gotta have me back in the spring before the spring hit.
He gonna be back for sure. You already know, man. So we definitely gonna keep this thing going and make sure, man, y'all tap in with me, man. Y'all like, follow, subscribe, and you know, until next time, it's your boy Keon. We out.